Welcome to this month's Tea Time with Tim. And what are we going to do this month? Well, I think we're going to unbox something. Right here on my table in front of me, I have a brand new Sega Mega Drive 2 Mini. Yes, that's right, you heard me say it, Mini. That's how we're going to say now. It's always going to be Mini. Yeah. So, the Sega Mega Drive 2 Mini is one of the latest little miniature consoles that has been released. This literally, I think, came out about 2 days ago. So let's go and do this. So this is this month's Tea Time with Tim on Pixel Gaiden.
Welcome to Pixel Gaiden!
So as we're doing this as a dual video and audio thing, I'll try and be as descriptive as I can. So in front of me on my desk here is the wonderful Sega Mega Drive 2 Mini. Don't know whether I'm going to continue doing that or not, but anyway. So here it is. If you can see it on the screen, there it is in all its glory. If you can't, I will just describe it a little bit. So it's kind of looks very much like the original Sega Mega Drive 2 box, only much smaller. This thing is tiny. Let me get something for you just so you can do a quick comparison. So here is a Future Was 8-bit pen, the Div MMC Future pen, without the lid. As you can see, there's no lid on this one. It's probably been lost by Danica, I expect. Yes, so it is roughly about the size of one Div MMC Future pen from the Future Was 8-bit. So that gives you a rough scale if you can see that on the screen, and also if you can't. So next we'll have a look at the box itself. So like I say, it's pretty small. On the front we've got the Sega Mega Drive 2 Mini, a little picture of the console on the box. And along with that we've got the Sega 6-button pad. So that's nice to have the 6-button pad there, and I think that also hints maybe to some of the games that comes with this. Now that neatly moves into what the actual games are and how many we've got. So we've got 53 classic games and we've got 7 bonus titles. So let's have a very quick look and run through of the games. Showing us on the back of the Mega Drive 2 Mini box. So these are the games, so I'll just tilt that a little bit more to the camera. Hopefully we're not getting too much glare on that. And so for those of you listening on the podcast, across the top we've got Sega Mega CD 12 classic titles, and they include, looks like Sonic CD, Echo the Dolphin, Echo the Tides of Time, Final Fight CD, which is awesome, Night Striker, don't know that one, Night Trap, Robo Aleste, Sewer Shark, boo, Shining Force CD, which is bound to be awesome, Silpede, Sonic the Hedgehog CD, like we said, the Ninja Warriors, and something I can't pronounce, Uami Mystery Mansion. Yes, I think that's it. So that's those titles, and then we've got the actual classic Mega Drive titles. So in there we've got Afterburner 2, Alien Soldier, Atomic Runner, Bonanza Brothers, Clay Fighter, Desert Strike, Earthworm Jim 2, Elemental Master, Fatal Fury 2, Gain Ground, Golden Axe 2, Grenada, Hellfire, Herzog Zwei, Midnight Resistance, Outrunners, yes, Phantasy Star 2, which is a brilliant RPG, Populous, Rainbow Islands Extra, ooh, what's extra about Rainbow Islands on that then? Ranger X, Rystar, which is brilliant, Rolling Thunder 2, Shadow Dancer, The Secret of Shinobi, Shining Force 2, Shining in the Dark, Soleil, Sonic 3D, Flicky's Island, Splatterhouse 2, which I am absolutely rubbish at, but it's a brilliant game. Streets of Rage 3, Super Hang-On and Super Street Fighter 2, the new challengers, and hence that's why we've got the 6-button pad. Okay, so that's a very quick look at the box and some of the games that are on there. Let's open this sucker up. So to open it up, I think we've got to turn this one around, and at the top we have got the little opening flap. So let's do the opening flap and open up the actual box. So let's just turn that around. So inside the box we have some plastic, and this looks to me to be like the power cable. So that's a USB power cable. And that's obviously what we're going to need to, well, I guess, power the Mega Drive 2 Mini. This inside, oh, okay, so we've got an HDMI cable. Thank you very much, Sega. Okay, so next, I'm guessing the biggest thing here is the joypad. That's crazy, isn't it? Oh, there's another cable. Oh yeah, okay, that's the joypad cable, I'm guessing. Ooh, look at that. So there is the 6-button pad, which is nice and shiny. Got the wrapping on that. That looks very good. And yeah, it's a nice feel to that. Feels very original. So I'm guessing with it being Sega, they must have used the original molds on that. Has it got the select button? Oh, it's got the select button on the mode button on the top. Excellent. Okay. Right. So let's move the box out of the way. And I'm guessing this is the very mini console. So let's open this up, take it out from its little plastic packaging. And ta-da! There it is, the Sega Mega Drive 2 Mini. It is very mini. Oh, the cartridge slot actually opens up on this. Nothing, obviously you can't put anything in there or anything like that, but well, maybe you could could be a handy pen holder maybe. No, doesn't work as a pen holder, never mind. So you've got, looks like an on-off switch, reset, very faithful. What have we got on the back? So on the back we have the lovely HDMI socket and the power socket. What have we got underneath? So underneath we've got the Sega, we've got a serial number, Darts Live Europe, is that where it was made? Don't know if you can see that or not. I'm not going to read that. Anyway, so there we go. So there's the Mega Drive 2 Mini in all its glory. And I guess what we'll probably do now is power it up and have a look and see what's available. I haven't played some of those awesome games. Okay then, so here it is. This is the Mega Drive 2 Mini from Sega. Let's switch the console on. Takes a few seconds to power up, and then we'll get the main title screen come up. And it also plays some, there we go, some little bit of music in the background. So as you can see, we've got a main settings menu at the top left. If you're listening to this on the audio, you are not going to see the settings menu, so you have got a settings menu at the top left. In the middle of the screen we've got the Mega Drive 2 logo, and at the top right we've got a sort order, so you can sort the games by different types of sort settings. So for example, the default setting I've got it in at the moment is via release date, so it shows the games the date that they were released. So if I just change one of those settings, I can go up and I think it's the Y and Z button. Yep, I can change. So I've got recently played, CDs first, so it'll put all the CD games. So let's go to the top of the menu, and we've got all the CD games at the top. Number of players, so if it's single player or 2 player, and then the type of genre, and we've got a Z to A, so a reverse sort, and an A to Z, a normal sort order. So if we take a quick look at the settings menu, we've got our please read this before playing, so I guess it's going to be some kind of disclaimer. Yep, so there we go. So we've got a health warning, and then also it's got a link to a menu there as a manual. So if you want to look at the manual for the Sega Mega Drive Mini, you can get it at https://sega.jp/md-mini2/en/manual. There's a bit of interesting thing for you. So you've got some language settings, so you can change the locale of the console. So we've got game settings, so we can set up the screen settings, so we can have it on kind of like zoomed, full 16:9, or we've got the 4:3. I've got it on the 4:3 setting at the moment. There's also a button here, C, which does CRT filters. So you can put those on if you want to. I'm quite happy without those at the moment. Then you've got wallpaper settings. So this does puts a different kind of wallpaper in the background when you're playing the game, because obviously if you've got it in 4:3 and you've got the rest of the screen is blank, you can put a different wallpaper behind the screen. That's quite a cool one. Looks like a CRT wallpaper. I think I'm going to choose that one. That looks rather cool. So let's go back. So you've got sound settings. So you've got the Mega Drive 2 type sound settings and the Mega Drive. What was the difference between those two then? I wonder. I'll have to look that up. Okay, we'll find that one out. And then the setting for the mode button on the 6-button pad, so you can set that to quick open, so that opens up the emulation menu from the middle of the game. You can press that one, or hold for 1 second, hold for 3 seconds, and then you can hold the start button and it will off. So I'm guessing that will turn the Mega Drive 2 Mini off, I guess. So that's it for the game settings. Then you've got credits, legal notices, and then you've got a reset back to factory settings. So that's the menu. So we've got obviously we've got all the games on there. So if we're just looking, so we're doing an A to Z, so we've got Desert Strike, Devi.py, I'm not sure what that one is. I think that's one of the unreleased ones. Earthworm Jim 2, Echo the Dolphin. Let's do something with that sort order then. Genre, let's do the release dates. So let's put the most recent ones down the bottom. So these are the most recent releases. So we've got that Devi.py, I think it is, Fantasy Zone, because it was Super Fantasy Zone released on the Mega Drive originally. So this is a re-release of I played it very briefly the other day, and it looks very much like the PC Engine version, if you've ever played that. So it looks very much like that. So we've got Space Harrier 2, Spatter, not Splatter, Star Mobile, Super Locomotive, and Puyo Puyo Sun. So those are the kind of like the ones that come with it, which are re-releases. Then obviously we got sort of like later games like Rystar, Shining Force CD, Alien Soldier, Sonic 3D. Oh, and there's Viewpoint, which is one I covered on the Neo Geo, I think. And that's by Sammy, which I think is like the company that's related to Sega, or Sega Sammy or something like that in Japan. The other one that's interesting is it's got the Mega Drive or Genesis release of Virtua Racing, which has got the SVP, the Sega Virtual Processor, which was the additional coprocessor inside the cartridge. So it does a good job of running that as well. And then you've got Sonic CD. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the menus. Plays a nice little tune in the background. So like I say, you can change the settings, change the sort order, and obviously go through and select a game if you want, which is probably what we'll do next. So first up, we've got one of the new games. So this was never released. So as it says, this game never saw the light of day. And this is Dev and Pi. And it's when Taro and Hanko get turned into paddles. It's up to you to save the Angel Pi whilst dodging the demonic Devi's attacks. Play solo, 2-player co-op, or a single-player game. So let's have a quick look at this one then. So this one's all Japanese, so it never got a translation by the looks. So this is essentially, it's kind of like I don't know, like a puzzler. You start off where you've got some 2 paddles at the top of the screen, and you control them by using left and right and button A and button B. So here I'm just using the paddle, and I'm hitting, I think it's Devi, I think it is, and he bounces across the screen, and the idea is to knock that block in the middle of the screen, and you hit it so many times, you bounce so many Devis into the block, and it releases Pi. So that's the first level. Once you've completed the first level, you then get some pies that you have to save by using the top paddle on the screen, and that is when you're using A and B on the controller. So the third level, so I've just cleared the round there, so the third level after that is when it really gets difficult, because then it mixes it up. You have to use both paddles at the same time to do the 2 different dynamics. So you have to use the bottom paddle left and right to bounce Devi, and then you have to catch the pies with the top paddle using the A and B button. It really becomes very, very confusing very, very quickly. So yeah, that's Dev and Pi. Right, so there's something I need to sort out here. When I was over with Eric in California, Eric bought the JVC XI, which as you may or may not know, he's covered on the show recently, did a little YouTube video, so I'd recommend watching that. I'll put a link up to this into the description. So the JVC XI is essentially it's a Genesis or a Mega Drive and a Mega CD or Sega CD, all in one nice neat little unit. So while I was over there, we were testing the JVC XI. We got it all working, and one of the games that we tried was Sonic CD. Now, I've played this game many times over the years, and I was quite surprised by something in the American version, the Sega CD version. The music and the intro to the game, in terms of all the sound and all that sort of stuff, is completely different. Now, I want to know what you guys think is better. Me personally, I guess it's what I grew up with, what I kind of know. I prefer the I don't know, whatever it is, the European and possibly the Japanese version of the game. I don't know whether the Japanese game has got different intro music or not. But anyway, the European version and the American version have completely different music, and it threw me for a loop when I first saw it, when we got it up and working on the XI. So anyway, let's first start off. In this one, we can choose the European version or the US version. So let's go in with the US version, and let's just go through the intro sequence on each version, and just please comment below and let me know what you think is better. So here we go with the US version.
To the light, it's a supersonic flight. Gotta keep
So that was the music on the title screen. Here's the intro video, and it's exactly the same music. So that's the American version. It just obviously goes on much the same. So let's load up the European version and see what you think of that one. So here we go then. This is the European version that I'm more used to. So different title screen music, and now here's the intro music.
You can go again. Don't fall behind. Say don't be late. Destination heaven. Stay alive. Now you and me. We're going to have fun. Say, lights off. Excalibur. It's about that bar. What do you mean? Give it take. Going home. Time zone. Check it out, eh? Live alone. Leather legs. Getting in place. What do you get? Say, fat jet. Zoom room. Cosmic zoom. That's up, Jay. It's sonic boom. Sonic warrior. Sonic warrior.
You are what you need out of him. You got the power to save the land.
Take a little chance. Slip on through. You got to smile no matter what you do. You gotta do for you. Sonic warrior. Sonic warrior.
The power is in your mind to save the planet to conquer time.
So what do you think? Do you think the European, British, possibly Japanese version or the American version? What do you reckon? Please comment below or email me at podcast@pixelgaiden.com or get in contact with us on Twitter and let me know. I think personally this one is the winner. It just seems to fit better with the video and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, there we go. That's Sonic CD. So let's have a look at some of the other games. So first up is Puyo Puyo Sun. This is typical Puyo Puyo fare really, matching the coloured blobs to get, was it 4 or more in a sequence, and then obviously those go across to your opponent on the other side when you're playing 2-player against the computer. This one's nice and colourful. It's got a little bit of digitised speech in there. Just a great fun Puyo Puyo game. Next up then is Virtual Racer. This is one of my personal favourites on the Mega Drive or Genesis. This is the version for the Mega Drive obviously, or Genesis, and this has the SVP in it, the Sega Virtual Processor, or at least the cartridge did, and that was what was made this game really good because it enhanced the vector graphics on the Mega Drive, so it give it better calculations for moving around the vectors a lot quicker, and obviously able to map textures onto those, so basic rudimentary colours and that sort of stuff. Yeah, this is a great racer. I enjoy this one an awful lot. Well worth checking out if you do get the Mega Drive 2 Mini. Now from a racer to a platformer, this is Rystar. You are a star, funnily enough, with arms and legs. Was it anthropomorphic or something like that? I can't remember exactly what Cody calls it. Anyway, you are a star. He has very long arms, and he can stretch out and grab things. This is handy when you need to jump from platform to platform, or grab onto stairs and that sort of thing to climb up. If you're watching the video, this is my awful gameplay of this game. I'm not great at it, I must admit, but it's absolutely beautiful, lovely graphics. I think they kind of wanted to pitch this as another mascot to go along with for Sega, along with Sonic, but never really took off this one. But nonetheless, it's a brilliant game and well worth checking out. And last up is the classic side-scrolling beat-em-up, Streets of Rage 3. I couldn't not include this. Eric wouldn't have forgiven me if I didn't put a Streets of Rage into a Mega Drive or Genesis video. So here it is, Streets of Rage 3. I think pretty much most people know this one by now. Streets of Rage series games on the Mega Drive are absolutely fantastic. Brilliant graphics, great sound, just a blast to play. So yeah, there it is, Streets of Rage 3, and that's just a quick run through of some of the games that you've got on the Mega Drive 2 Mini. So that's it for this edition of Tea Time with Tim and my unboxing of the Sega Mega Drive Mini. Hope you enjoyed it, and looking at a few of the games that are included with it. As always, you can find us on pixelgaiden.com for the actual podcast itself. That comes out every 2 weeks, normally on the 15th and the 30th of each month. You can email us at podcast@pixelgaiden.com, and also if you're watching on the YouTube channel, on the videos, you can always leave us a comment below. We'd always like to hear your feedback. Until the next time, thanks a lot. Bye.